So the first one is basically a little recap of everything announced. And obviously, we will absolutely talk about Wolverine and God of War or God of DEI, whatever you want to call it. That one will be coming in very last. But we do have all these other titles real fast to just go through. The first one is Rayman Legends Retold. Any excitement there for anyone?
I am, because they didn't
looks
forget
good.
about Rayman.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I'm excited. They Ubisoft actually forgot to say happy birthday to Rayman one year, and I was like, are you serious? I was so choked about it. So seeing this, I'm like, okay, good. Rayman's not the forgotten mascot anymore. We're actually getting something. But I do prefer the old look of the game, to be honest. It's fine. It didn't really need a remaster or anything.
Yeah, that was my take. It was that until I started seeing that they did like some more 3D. Once I saw the 3D camera angles, I went, "Oh, okay." But before that, because like the original still holds up, you know, it's a beautiful cartoon, cell animated kind of look, like that. That's where I went, "Oh, okay." So they're doing something other than just a graphical upgrade. The original, guys, if you've not played this game. Still holds up. Beautiful game. Ton of fun. A lot of imagination with the platforming. To me, this looks great. I just didn't. I think I was with like Kay. I just like, oh, I didn't necessarily need it. I would have loved to have seen something new, but worked for me.
At least you're thinking about our boy. That's all that matters. Rayman's back, baby. Woo!
Now,
also, I think this is kind of desperate on Ubisoft's part, if I'm being honest.
Yes.
Well, they have to be desperate at this point. But apparently, this is something that interests quite a few people in the chat, but also you, Kay? Were you interested in this at all?
I think this was one of the standouts in the showcase in general. This looks very fun, and I love the horror-esque, like how like grotesque it gets. I think this is going to be a sleeper hit. I think this is going to be awesome. But this was, out of anything from the showcase, obviously people talking about God of War and Wolverine, this was the other thing that people pointed out. They're like, oh, this could actually be good. So I felt like it needed a highlight.
Yeah, this one creeped me out, but also I just don't like horror. So I'm like, I was just kind of like covering my eyes when I watched it yesterday.
Well, I think this is the best thing in the show.
For me, that this was, because they eventually had also talked about Silent Hill. And Silent Hill, in my opinion, should be the creepiest thing out there. And I thought this did a much better job. Obviously, it's a little bit more actiony, but I thought the visuals and the mood of this piece infinitely more disturbing and horrific than what Silent Hill had to offer. So cheers to this.
That's kind of insane to think about, right? Because Silent Hill used to be the pinnacle.
That's my point. Yeah, like that's what's crazy. Yeah.
It's shocking to me. But yeah, I think this game is going to be really good. That's my gut feeling.
What do you think about Dynasty Warriors 3 Complete Edition Remastered?
I'm going to be playing it. I have to play through Dynasty Warriors. Dynasty Warriors has always been a series that I appreciate and I play casually. But I think I'm going to dive in fully and just completely get this in October. I love these kinds of games, so it's a no-brainer to me.
They're great on the treadmill. If you have a Switch... I play the Hyrule Warriors on a treadmill. You have like the controllers in each hand, and it's like perfect because you're just whacking people anyway.
Yeah,
you don't fall over. There's a lot of games you can't play. I've tried playing a few different games on the treadmill, and it's hard if you're trying to do like Z space and stuff. But something about having the two motes in your hand and playing the game feels very good.
Are you walking or running on the treadmill while doing that?
Like running.
That's sick.
Like, so it feels like you're in it. You're like running around and fucking killing people.
That's cool.
4D, bro.
Best way to play these games. And be fit.
Now, what about No Rest for the Wicked?
I didn't know anything about this game before seeing the trailer in this, but I think this has been around for a little bit now, right?
I haven't seen anything about this one until yesterday.
This one, caught my eye. I was kind of like, not dozing off, but I was like, okay, I'm kind of bored from the showcase. And I looked over, I was like, what game is that? That art style looks gorgeous. I love that. So I'm definitely going to be picking this one up. But I just heard about it yesterday.
Any thoughts, Arch, so far on any of these games? Or you're like, PC Master Race?
Consoles.
All right.
Well, this is, I'm sure, is a game that'll be on PC, as well as I think most of the stuff we've mentioned so far probably be on PC.
Probably. It already is on PC.
Yeah.
And the next one is Onimusha, Way of the Sword.
There's a demo out for this. I'm downloading that today, and I'm trying that. Holy crap. I love Onimusha, and it's just nice to see it come back after so long.
Yeah, it looks sick.
All right. And then we also have Until Dawn 2.
This one was weird. Okay, so when I was watching this trailer, I thought initially it was Far Cry. It really reminded me of Far Cry 3, and I didn't realize until they actually hit the Until Dawn 2 splash screen. It's like, oh, this is not what I thought at all, and it's a very weird, different direction than I expected, because the first Until Dawn, you're like in a cabin, right? Mm-hmm. So I guess they're going completely like just different environment each Until Dawn. I know they had that one like that spin-off VR one where you're like in a hospital.
Yeah,
so I guess
inpatient
they're just like
or something, yeah.
Yeah, so they're just going for like different environments each time. But I swear, if you did not see the title of this, you would think it's Far Cry.
Yeah.
It's like 150% like cringy millennial Far Cry.
All right, and Phantom Blade gets a dedicated state of play spot. Anyone care about Phantom Blade 0?
I'm sure it's gonna be fine. I'm not passionate about
I
Phantom
don't
Blade
know.
0. Like I'm like, yeah.
I don't know enough about this. These are the bigger Japanese games. I'm unfamiliar.
All right, now this one actually piqued my interest a little bit because I kept going back and forth thinking, is this like that Jurassic World game where there's the girl in it and then we never saw anything after that since, I don't know, like 2 years ago, and then like nothing ever happened? And I thought, oh, maybe this is it, but then it's not. And it almost looked like it was a VR game at one point inside the trailer yesterday. But
well, while this was going on, Blabs, you kept, I think thinking and or hoping it would be the Jurassic World, and I kept thinking and or hoping it might be Dino Crisis, which would have been great. But
oh my god, Dino Crisis would have been great.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping it was going to be, but I didn't. It doesn't appear. I guess it's its own separate entity from any one of those.
Because it's not even to do with Jurassic World whatsoever.
Yeah, I really thought it was Jurassic as well. I was surprised. Like, what? So this is just like its own IP? Is that what we're looking at?
That's what it appears to be.
A standalone, yeah.
It
looks pretty cool.
It's very moody. I like it.
Yeah.
That's definitely a Blabs game, I feel like. Blabs
game. Sure.
It might be too scary, though, because it's like survival horror adventure, so that'll be fun to play. And the next one is Ace Combat 8 Wings of Thieves?
This caught me off guard. I mean, I guess Top Gun is doing well and everything.
That's what I thought. I thought it was some Top Gun thing at first.
But right away, I was like, is that Deborah Wilson again? I'm pretty sure Deborah Wilson was in this, right? It must have been.
Probably. I did notice that like a lot of like the positions of power were all women. I thought that was funny in this trailer. I'm like, every single one so far I was seeing was like women.
It feels like Ace Combat's slowly getting more Americanized, man. It's just like weird to me. Like I always associate Ace Combat with Japan way more, and this was very like, So it should be good, but.
All right, and we also have Tomb Raider: Legacy of Atlantis, and I gotta be honest, everyone's like talking shit about her lack of boobs. I find her to be pretty feminine.
I think her character model looks great, actually.
Yes, I don't understand why people are like, she needs that bigger boobs. I think she looks great. She's very feminine and pretty.
I feel like they brought back some little cartoony hints to her too, like like she doesn't really look like a standard woman. Like her eyes are a bit bigger. Like they've clearly done something with her hips and like her leg silhouette. Like she is. I see nods to the original Lara Croft here, and I don't know why people were so upset.
Yeah.
I see this as negotiation. Okay, so she's pretty good. She's a lot better than the many of the other Crofts. Wider hips, clear focus on the ass there, absolutely. But I don't want half the Lara Croft. I want the ass and the hips and the tits, all of them. I am done negotiating. All of them.
You get them though. She
has boobs. Like that's normal. I think to some extent. I think to some extent, like we need to start. I think to some extent you have to stop encouraging women to get breast implants. Those are completely normal. Those are like D cups. I don't understand. Those are big. Those are big boobs. Pixels. Those are more than a handful.
She's pixels.
I mean, she's also active. She's an active girl.
Yeah.
That's what active tits look like.
As Japan has taught me, you can be a ninja with H cups.
Yeah, Ninja Gaiden, right?
You watch too much like hentai and stuff, huh, Arch?
I give no
like it
crap
fits
about
within her
realism
character.
in my
I
fucking
think
Tomb Raider game.
Rachel deserved her giant knockers. I'm not hating on Rachel for having big tits in Ninja Gaiden, but I feel for Lara Croft, who is a Tomb Raider, like I think they gave her appropriate proportions. I would expect bigger hips and larger legs and the focus to be more on the ass. Ass men deserve love too. I do agree maybe her butt could have been a bit bigger given all of her scaling and wall climbing and everything.
I don't know. As a dude, she's fine. Like
She looks
it
hot.
works for me.
But,
I think the face model is pretty good on her, but
I like what they did with her eyes. They're
It's-
more cartoony, a little bit.
fantasy at the end of the day, so I'm not worried about the realism of her size being proportional. I always associate Lara Croft with like huge triangular PS1 tits. So I'm in the camp of like just make them bigger. I don't think she needs to look that realistic, but that's
Bigger.
me. Bigger.
You're like the Kylo Ren meme. More! More!
It's hard to complain about bigger. Come on.
Look at we were even complaining about the realism of she's fighting a bear with pistols.
Hell
I
yeah!
don't care. Bigger boobs, bigger
I
bears,
think actually these
bigger puzzles.
the triangle boobs, I don't even know if they look that big. I would say they look bigger in like the second one. You know what I mean? When they were more rounded out on the cover. But like in the game itself, if you look at the model, this representation of her boobs are about the same size.
Did you see a boot?
A boot, yes. I'm from Canada. I've been outed, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Finally, another
I
Canadian.
noticed it.
If you look at the profile of the boobs, though, they're about the same size. Like, if you were to turn that model into a soft model, it's just the illusion of size because they're pointy.
I mean, here's the thing.
I agree.
It's not a sticking point for me with this character model. I think that she looks fine. And I think, like, the face is more important in this case in terms of it actually doesn't look like all these other ugly models we're going to see as we continue on through this showcase. I think her model looks way sharper. But at the end of the day, my thing is fantasy. Who cares? Go big or go home.
I think like she looks a lot better than what's her face's name, Sansa from Game of Thrones. Is gonna be for Amazon's Lara Croft.
Yeah,
the ginger.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
What's her name again? What's her real name?
Oh, no, I don't
Sophie
know.
Turner or some shit.
Sophie Turner.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. So I think this chick looks, obviously she's a video game, but I think she looks a lot better than what they're making over at Amazon. No, I did watch the Wolverine bit because that was actually the very first thing that they showed us. And so here's basically a quick little TLDR of the Wolverine. New details on Insomniac's Wolverine game. The X-Men do not exist in this universe.
Jean Grey is there, and
Yeah.
it's just like, what are you saying? The X-Men don't, like, this is Logan shit, man. It's I don't understand this. What do you mean the X-Men do not exist in this universe? You've got Jean Grey, you've got Sabretooth in there, you've got Mystique, and like you could have the X-Men if you want to.
Is it a cost licensing issue? I don't know.
They have the license, right? I don't know. I mean,
don't know.
I
don't know if
I
that
would
costs
think-
way more, or I don't know.
It
might be a
licensing
weird
issue.
Sony thing with licensing. You're right. I just, for me, it's like just include the like all the old X-Men games were amazing because you had like the crew together. You could flip through the characters, choose your playstyle. That was so freaking fun. I get it if you want to keep this like Wolverine specific and you don't flip through characters, whatever. That's what they were thinking, but. I love the idea of the X-Men being together. I don't like this post-Logan world where it's like we're gonna make it all bleak and just like one character representing X-Men.
So it also says Logan is part of a group called Team X who save mutants around the world. Logan can die if his heart stops. Adrenaline and rage can restart his heart. Includes low gore paths for people who are squeamish about blood and guts. Now they did show us a little bit of the gameplay, so here we'll just play this out a little bit. Boop. I thought, again, I'm not one for the blood, but I did notice that it like eventually just goes away as he keeps walking. I kind of thought that was funny. It's kind of like,
it absorbs into his suit.
Yeah, look at that. It's all gone. I thought that was kind of funny.
He may have just got AIDS. You never know. Jeez, if it's absorbing into him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume this is their way of illustrating the healing factor, and that's why it looks that way.
Probably.
But it is a little comical for sure. But I assume that's why, just so there's a visual cue for you as the player to go, okay, my healing factor's working. And so the blood is probably an indicator of some sort of how aggressive your health is, maybe.
Well, I'm also wondering if they don't want the player playing as like some bloody Wolverine 24/7 instead of his yellow suit.
I would love that. I would love if you were
What?
bloody Wolverine, because Wolverine is very visceral. Like, I feel like you should have that, right?
Well, I don't know. Maybe there's a contract must show yellow skin the entire game. I don't know. And then they also have, obviously, we mentioned Jean Grey. And the first thing I said, right, Phoenix, I'm like, damn, is she ugly?
Yeah, they did her dirty. You said, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
That is
my
rough,
God.
Done her
dude.
dirty. She's
All
been
she
given
had-
the they-them phase.
It's so terrible because all she had was being the hot chick and like fainting constantly, and then everyone simping over her in the game and everything. Like that was it. So now you've lost the attractiveness. Now it's like, oh great, okay, well you got to at least do the fainting or something. But no one will care because you're not hot.
Yeah. And then there's the same Spider-Man type treatment of
MJ,
Mary
right?
Jane. Yeah. And it's true. She kind of... Yeesh.
Well, no surprise there.
The war on attractive redheads continue unabated.
Yeah, and then they also state that Spider-Man will not appear in the Wolverine as well. And
You know what makes me nervous about that? They didn't say Miles Morales.
Insomniac for Spider-Man will not appear in Wolverine. So are you saying that Insomniac doesn't think that Miles Morales is Spider-Man?
I'm just saying, like, what's likely is that they are going to establish these separately, right? Like, they're going to have your Spider-Man separate games, your Wolverine. That's more likely. But I'm also just a little nervous because there's a lot of crossover, like, with X-Men and Spider-Man usually, right? I'm a little nervous that there could be, like, a Miles Morales cameo or something.
I think you're going to probably be safe. I think more likely what Spider-Man 3 is going to be is a team-up between Wolverine and Spider-Man.
Which could have been freaking awesome if they weren't retarded. I really wanted to love Insomniac Spider-Man. And I'm not saying this as a disservice to Batman. Batman is incredible, but to me, I've been more of a Spider-Man fan my whole life. So I was like, oh, this could be really cool. This could be my version of Batman Arkham, but with Spider-Man. I was like, super hyped for it. And then immediately it was just gay, gay, gay. Okay, thank you. Now we're going to a gay wedding or whatever, prom. It could have been good.
The first Spider-Man or the second one? Okay.
Both were gay.
Okay.
The second one is like way worse, but the first one has a lot of sprinkles in it as well that people like to kind of like, oh, it's not that bad. I'm like, no. It's the entire thing is gay.
So, before we get into God of War, because I have like a million links for you guys all to look at, I'm going to hit up some supers real fast. Lex for 5 says, this is for awesome K. K gets to the choose. All right, K, who do you think is going to win?
Thank you. We're going Nayenis.
All right, that's 5 for Nayenis.
Metamucil gang, let's go.
Metamucil gang, rise up. Yam for 10 says, Pink Cat, did you remember to squeeze Freighter? Say hi to my king. This goes to the pink geriatric cat and her man hands. Chair Sama, wheelchair masa. What? Wheelchair Sama? What the fuck?
That's my DEI AI. So I have Chair Sama, and then so clearly the DEI of that would be Wheelchair Sama.
Well, that was 10 for Nayenis right there. Summer Days for 5 says, hashtag art state of mid skip would be a better summary. Hope Summer Game Fest give us a better also. How much to get Blabs to play ill? No thanks. I don't want nightmares.
Did you play the dinosaur game instead? I think it's more.
Yeah, I'd play that one. Surjab for 5 says, Arch, I'd recommend ill to when you were gripping about playing horror games. It'll be coming to PC.
Maybe it looks like a horror game I might find a horror about, because chat, you recently made me play Darkwood, and that's a game that just reminds me of my backyard, and so I'm utterly unfazed by all of it. I think chat was disappointed.
All right. Martin for 5 says, can't wait for Karen of War. Wolverine looks fun, but I'm a fan of them married Jean and making Callisto bug-eyed. Thank you for that. Why is it not clearing out? Reset. There we go. Okay. And Martin says, for 2 says, but not a fan. Oh, okay. Can't wait for Karen of War. Wolverine looks fun, but not a fan of them. Okay, got it. Thank you for that.
I do enjoy how they made Wolverine canonically short. Mm-hmm. That's good.
Are you short, King? Is that why you like it so much?
No, I'm 6 foot.
Are you actually?
I am.
He's a tree. He's a Norwegian tree. That's nice.
No, it just goes with like the observation I've had that every single person in the online space is taller than they look. Where in Hollywood, it's always way shorter than they look.
Carlin for 2 says, Archer's right. Bring back the H cups. And then Nova Fan for 1 says, the only question I have for women's beauty in fiction is one of 2 things. Is it actually realistic and not an excuse for comics to make women ugly, or is it for fun? Mm-hmm. Chris for 10 says, get your reality out of my video game fantasy. I mean, here's the thing, though. Like, if you're constantly criticizing every single thing that's coming out, and even if it's something good, like, I don't know, I feel like there's no winning here, are you?
I think part of it, too, though,
I think it's knowing the game. It's also knowing the game and the audience. I think there's lots of games that people turn to fan service. And like Lara Croft, there was a bit of fan service, but first and foremost, it was an adventure game, you know? And like, I think like it stayed true to that. And I think she stood out. At least she was attractive. Of all the female faces that I saw, like she was the most attractive. Like they actually just went back. And I think that's why I'm being extra generous with the game, because it's like, at least they didn't fucking uggo her. I don't know why everyone is getting the ugly treatment, and they make sure to like light the character from angles just to really highlight all of their fucking creases. Like, I don't get it. The lighting in some of the God of War shots, I'm like, this is just sadistic at this point. Like, I see like 3 other light sources you've added in just to really highlight how fucking ugly she truly is. Like, weird. I don't know. I was losing my mind watching that trailer. I was like,
yeah, we're gonna get into that in a few minutes. I've got all the links for you.
Just on Blabs on what you're saying, I think more what it is we're seeing a shift in the industry where the actual innovation itself is just pushing constantly towards realism, and people were not necessarily playing video games for the realism. We want stylized stuff more. So it's just like, if you look at any game like pre-2010, for the most part, especially in like 25 beforehand, it's very stylized, right? And the longer we've gone on and the more consoles we introduce, all of these systems are just like from PS3 onwards going more towards making everything look more realistic. It's not necessarily what we're looking for. I'm not saying it can't be in any video game, but we want our games to ooze fun and creativity. And it's like a source of escapism. So I don't need to look at a realistic man or woman at any point in my games, really. I want to see caricatures that are like,
I agree with that 100%. But I think there's also some games where it's like realism adds to that immersion. Like for me, like I was big on Rainbow Vegas 6, and recently they're like releasing all these colorful guns that make noises, and it's like, that's not what I play Rainbow Vegas 6 for. Like, I want that game to be hyper realistic because I want the immersion of being like, I'm in the middle of a mission right now. And then like there's other games that you want to play to really slip into that fantasy. And I think like when you have more artistic things, like that one that was on the Sony Play that we literally just looked at and I forget the name of, like the artistic direction of that is completely different. The more top-down view. Like I love stuff like that. Like Hades was a newer game that had a really different art style. Like I really liked Skullgirls, that arcade fighter that was stylized. I wish we would do more like 2D stylized games. Those are really fun.
Yeah, it's this like obsession in the industry of like, okay, we're gonna make your hair follicles look better, and like we're gonna continue to like scan in actors. Like for me, seeing actors scanned in pulls me out of a game. I like if it's wrestling games, it's kind of different for me because it's wrestlers. But if it's like seeing Star Wars, like the Jedi Survivor series or whatever, the new series, and you're seeing that like Cameron guy, It's like now if I see him in like a movie or something, I'm like seeing his face constantly. And it just pulls me out because I see the actor. These people are not like really blending in with their roles anymore. It's like when you see an actor that's not versatile in a film. It's kind of the same thing in video games now, where they're just scanning their faces in poorly, and then you're like, I'm just staring at like a person.
No, I really felt that with that God of War one too. Like, I don't know why they didn't play with her model after her scanning her in and give her like longer, fluffier hair, like some sort of follow through. Like, so when you're playing as the character, it's like Shinobi and its cape, you know, like something to look at, something visually appealing. Like, give her less frumpy clothing, like show off. I would say this is a gamer, like, you know, Kratos is half naked. Like, can I see her tits? Like, can we get like a slit open? She should be wearing like a tank top, a cutaway. Like, she just feels. It feels like it's just some mom out there, like, and it's like, I get that's what she is, but the talking cube called Frank, the fucking
yeah, we're gonna get all into that in a second, but
it's awful.
Yeah, we've got all the shit ready to go. So real fast, if you guys did not see the trailer for God of War Laufey, the synopsis is: death was supposed to be the end, but for Laufey, or Faye, the warrior and wife to Kratos, a new adventure is just beginning. Awakening unexpectedly in a strange land after her death, Faye discovers the plans she put in place to protect Kratos and, what's his name, Atreus? In her absence are now at risk. To save the ones she loves, Faye must fight through the afterlife of the gods that everyone, where ruthless gods from across mythology vie for power in a land overflowing with dangerous magic. Harnesses Faye's speed, control, relentlessness to overwhelm even the fiercest of foes. Decisive, deadly precision. Isn't that exciting? Yay.
Girl power.
Right. So, the events of Laufey will run parallel to the timeline of God of War and Ragnarok. It has direct connections to everything, so that everything is part of a singular universe inside of it. None of this is like we're telling a side story. This is all a new chapter in the same book, a massive book, and we're starting to show that this show has more than you could have imagined. And the funny thing is, and I even saw Kay talk about this on Twitter too, but it was basically 20 minutes of gameplay, but all it was a movie with some R2.
Oh, that's fine. I didn't even see his tweet, but yeah, I said the same thing.
Yeah.
Sony State of Play be like R2.
Yeah, but you know what's even interesting is that even the creator of God of War himself thinks it's shit. So let's see what he has to say.
God of War thing, though,
it's pretty low.
It wasn't called God of War. To me, this feels like one of those trailers that someone has to remind you about.
Can you guys hear it?
And
it's really quiet, though.
Yeah, I can't boost it.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, you know. It's like it's God of War, so I'm not hyped for it, but of course I'm going to play it and I'm going to stream it, and talk about it. But as it relates to just, I think it's terrible. I think it's terrible. I don't think it's gonna sell what they need it to sell, assuming it is expensive. I don't know if it's expensive, but assuming it's expensive, I don't think this is gonna. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me with that? I need the backstory for this fucking thing. I need to know if Corey's like, look, he wanted to do something else. He was promised he'd get to make a new IP. Sony I'm making all this up. I don't have data. You know, they came down and disappointed him and said, nope, we got to play it safe. Money's tight, whatever. Gaming overall is.
And then he just continues on about everything else.
I'm so confused. Why would that be playing it safe to do this? This is not a safe move at all. The safest move would be to put Kratos in it as the main character.
Or at least make this feel like it's part of the same world. Like, Kratos' whole design is super pushed. We were just talking about, like, you know, having stylized design. Like, I don't know why they made this one so realistic. She could have used some more angles and some more fantasy in her design. She looks awful. I don't know who asked for this. This is not easy. This is like, again, like they're just asking to go bankrupt. Are they trying to like clear some books? Like, why are they doing this?
Well, no, it's because of the writer. Alana Pierce is supposedly the writer for this, so it's yet another, I'm going to make a woman that looks like a man in a video game.
I mean, it was still greenlit by a whole team of people. Like, I still
Oh, yeah, but they're
like,
not going to argue it. They're not going to sit there in a room in Hollywood and go, like, no to the trans woman. That'd be fucking career suicide.
Yeah, it's true.
So we actually have a video of Alana Pierce reacting to it.
Oh god, this is gay already.
Yeah, dude.
Genuinely, my heart is beating so fast right now. Oh my god. Okay. I can hear it in my head.
Right now.
You do know a writer for this game, yes. I'm shaking. Oh my god.
So performative. The hands up, I can't stand it. It's Pokimane. It's feeling. It's giving Pokimane. It's killing me.
Oh my god, I'm literally shaking. Like, okay, bro.
You're free.
Ugh, is that all she does?
It's the best her model ever looked,
Okay,
having the bag over
context,
the head.
everybody, this is the game that I wrote. This is the game that I wrote on it. Sony said I'm going to shoot for 4 fucking years, and I've not been allowed to address for 6 years. Has to be a complete secret. This is the fucking game that I wrote. But I thought they were just going to do a trailer. I didn't know it was going to be 20 minutes of gameplay.
So yeah, she wrote it, and she even made a post on Instagram saying, so here's the God of War game I spent 4 years writing. I'm so unbelievably proud of everyone at Santa Monica Studio. I'm well aware of the incredible talent that the team possesses, but it's more beautiful than I could ever imagine. I cannot wait to play it again, technically. Now as a fan. Comments on this post have been limited.
Of course. Is she credited, or is she just claiming that she wrote this? It might be too early for us to see who's credited for it, because we've only just seen like a first look now, but I'm curious when the game comes out to see who's credited for the writing.
No, that's fair. I actually didn't even think of that.
I don't normally like doubt it too much, but it's just really weird how performative that was. That I'm like, you trying to do this to like get points or something? Like, it was just weird. There's something going off my brain. Conspiracy. I'm like, did she actually do this?
Well, don't you think also if she did say that, and she said that yesterday afternoon, that by now someone would have come out and been like, you didn't write this, what the fuck are you on?
Well, she said, I think she corrected herself and said 4, right? Like, she didn't, I don't know if necessarily like, she's the main writer. She's probably part of a team.
Oh, like people. Probably contributed? Got it, okay.
Yeah, that's my, I'm assuming, I don't know. But I these games all have big teams of writers, and there's one lead, and then you've got that whole staff.
All right, okay. Well, before we get into all the fun bits of Faye and Frank the Cube, there is this Domino's Pizza UK shitting on God of War. God of War game with no Kratos equals pepperoni passion with no pepperoni. They have a point, huh? So.
I know.
Yeah, and then there's also this one from Destin and Chris Architect. And so Destin originally said this game should be called Laufey, a God of War story. Or something. If the God of War isn't in it, why are you all calling it God of War? Combat looks sick, though. And then, because Chris says, because there's God of War plus Faye is an integral to the entire plot, let's be better, guys. But he's saying that this is the first game we will not see Kratos' perspective as far as we know, right? Like, the trailer didn't show us that. Maybe we play as him later on, who knows? This post doesn't say anything bad, it's just different. And he's just saying, like, Laufey should stand on her own instead of being part of, like, God of War. Do you guys agree?
I just don't see a point in replacing the main character with a side character for something like this and trying to bill it like it's another mainstay to the series when he's been associated with this series for over 20 years. It's really jarring and weird. I think people would have this kind of reaction if it was like Lara Croft is being replaced by like a guy instead. They'd be like, why wouldn't I just play Uncharted? You know?
Tomb Raider, Adventures of Tom.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just really off-putting. She has significance to the story. Like I'm not saying she doesn't. It's just really strange to go specifically from her perspective. And obviously there's other quirky things we'll get into that make this really fucking weird and dumb. But yeah, it's just bizarre. I think people would be off-put by any other series replacing the main character like this.
Yeah. I mean, speaking about the Spider-Man games earlier, I remember playing those, and there's like a section where you have to play as Mary Jane, and I was always like, holy fuck, is this over yet? Like,
Oh
I
my
want to
God,
be
I
Spider-Man
like it.
again. I want to get to swinging around. Like, I don't want to walk around and creep around. This is not what I'm playing this game for. Like, talk about immersion break too, and like that's what this feels like. And again, they just give you nothing to look at. Like, if they had stylized her design, like I'm looking behind the character, there's nothing to look at. She's wearing frumpy clothing, her silhouette sucks, her hair is like ratty. Like, I don't know why they didn't pump her up a bit the way they pump up Kratos. Like, I would have given her big hair. Like, I would have given her really long, like really red stark hair. Like, again, like try and recreate like Shinobi or some sort of just a visual thing to look at. Because like at the end of the day, these games are more about streamlined fighting, and like the fighting kind of looked cool. I always liked that about God of War series. And again, why didn't they just make it a spin-off, similar fighting, and but give you something to look at? Like, it's just not appealing. It's not what the games were like at all. Too, the tone is all off with the talking ribbon and everything. Like, that doesn't even feel like the same world.
We're gonna get to that in the cube in a minute, because that's there's fun stuff with that. But
So
Deborah Ann Wold replays her role as Faye in God of War Laufey, and I gotta be honest, they did her so freaking dirty.
They did.
So dirty. In fact, even Arch said it. Tens of millions of dollars spent to make your character look worse than your voice actor. Like, she's beautiful in this picture, and look at her. She's terrible there.
Yeah.
Yep. Literally, all they had to do, because the thing at the end of the day is this could be the best God of War game ever made, right? It could be mechanically fantastic, but you still cannot argue that it would be better if they at least fucking put some makeup on her.
Yeah. And then Asmongold says, no one wants to be a character that looks like your average 43-year-old suburban mom. And that's what Phoenix, you said last night when we were watching. He's like, she looks like some soccer mom.
Yeah, like a wine mom. Yeah.
And then we also have, no one asked for Wife of War, and why does she look like Greta? And that's like the best example I could have thought of.
Yeah, that's actually, I couldn't put my finger on who she looked like, but there it is.
Greta.
Yeah.
It absolutely is Greta. They look just the same. And then we also have, does Sony just hate attractive female video game characters or something? I don't get why there's a desire to represent female characters like it's real life. Or just make them extremely ugly, I should say. It's fiction, mofos. You can make people as unrealistically beautiful as you want. It's art.
Correct.
There's a few factors to it, right? One, you have a lot more women infesting the industry, and women naturally want to be the hottest thing in the room. And so there is a little bit of a, I don't feel attractive enough, therefore I'm going to make the character model look more realistic to like what I think a woman should look like. So the beauty standards are not like there anymore. Like, there's that kind of stuff. I think there's a tech incompetence as well within in the industry, because they're no longer hiring on talent or merit. They're hiring based on like what's great socially. There's just so much to it. And I think that it's the push for realism, that they're just not able to make it look polished enough.
How about this realism? God of War, laundry. I like the rainbow thing inside the washing machine.
I hate the goddamn cube. And the thing I hate the most is they put the actor on set mocapping with a box around him.
Yes, this is it. So this is my favorite part. I was so excited for us to talk about this. I don't even know why they brought Jack Quaid in, of all people. Jack Quaid is, what's his name? Dennis Quaid's child.
Somebody
with Meg
wanted
Ryan.
his autograph. I can only assume.
Look at this fucking thing. They put him in a freaking PVC pipes together from Home Depot and mocapped him for a cube. And the cube's name is Frank.
An unfathomable waste of money. The entire mocap. See, back in the day, mocap was used to save money because you could save on animators. Today, with all of the animations tool we have, with Unreal Engine, walking, talking, walking down inclines, all of it automatic, this is just a waste of fucking money.
Yeah, it's so bad. And even like David Jaffe came in and said, say what you want with a new God of War, but I, for one, am very happy that Square from Adventure is getting work again.
I'm just so baffled by the gelatinous cube being in this to begin with. Like, it is the most out of place thing I have seen in a video game in a long time.
And in this series of all things, it was always such a serious series. This wasn't a goofy chungus series. I don't understand. I hate this.
It hurts my brain so much.
It hurts my soul.
It's given like Geode. Do you guys remember Geode? Like Garrett posted here from Star Wars Republic when they announced that stupid.
What the fuck is that?
The Rock. Yeah, he's a pilot and he pilots a ship.
The Rock
yes.
pilots the ship? Excuse
yes.
what?
Yes, that was announced like 4 years ago. I remember that. It was Geode the Rock, and he pilots a ship, and it's giving like freaking Geode again. Except this time his name's Frank, and he's a cube.
How does a Rock fly a ship through the
Force? Disney. The Force.
He's a Jedi. He's a Jedi Rock.
So, yeah. I didn't understand the point of this cube. I'm like, I don't understand. And then you watch the gameplay, right? And the cube is just wandering around around as like freaking face fighting people. I'm like, what does he do?
Again, it feels just like they lifted from, remember the companion cube in Portal? Like they're like, that cube was popular. Why don't we have a cube, but it's Jello? Like that feels about as far as they went with that.
No, this seems like modern writing.
Easy to make. You know how easy it is to manufacture a cube? You know how many times I've worked on a show where it's all about just making lunch pails? Like, I bet they were just like, I bet we could market this cube. Oh, it's pennies on the dollar to make a cube.
It's
like, I bet execs were like wetting their pants at the thought. Because we'll just get some fucking popular actor in here that people love, and then they'll eat it up, right? Exactly. The kids will eat their slop.
Exactly. The thing that's weird too about it, like, so the gelatinous cube I always associate with like Dungeons and Dragons, like that kind of stuff.
Well, that's apparently what they brought this in from. They got inspiration from D&D.
Yeah, because the main actress, she's like a huge Dungeons and Dragons person. Like in real life, she loves that stuff. So I'm wondering if that was like her influencing it, because otherwise I just don't see where you would randomly put this in.
I don't know.
Pulled straight out of their anus.
Well, I was saying, like, it seemed... I'm sorry.
I must bounce today.
Oh, you gotta go,
I'll get myself some food and get ready for my own stream of a fun game tonight. So.
All right, where can everyone find you real fast, Arch? Because I have your links down below.
On the internet.
Thank you, Arch.
You're welcome.
Perfect.
Thank you, Arch.
Thank you, Arch.
Thank you, Arch, for joining. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Absolutely. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye, Arch.
Bye, sweetie.
Sweetie.
Ooh, spicy.
All right, so
after all the shit talk, I don't know, sweeten it up at the end.
We do actually have this one from Nianus, and you were talking about how you're not a hate merchant.
Yeah, because I had a crush on Kratos. God damn it! Don't do this to my boy. And also, it was just they're a serious game.
Oh, dog, you got the PS3. Look at that.
That's PS3. Because my brother had the PS2. He owned the PS2. So when I moved out for college, I couldn't play PlayStation anymore, and I picked up a PS3 at the end of life, and I got a Kratos one.
Oh, that's so
he's
awesome.
My boy.
Do you still have the box, or is that
I still have the box and the PS3. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm so jealous. That's so cool.
But yeah, I just took it personally because, like, and again, like, I just don't know why they didn't stylize her. If, like, why didn't they just try and make her fit the world? Why is there a cube? Why is there a quirky fucking ribbon? Like, you know, like, Kratos didn't have to have, like, I don't know. I don't like the modern millennial writing that they brought into this game. It just feels like the complete wrong. Why this IP? Why did you have to do it to this IP? I'm confused. Why didn't you just make a completely different game if you wanted to make it so wildly different from?
Then you don't make the money.
Because exactly. They just want the IP, the name, but it's like it's just so weird. It's like you're like parading around a corpse, and you're like, why aren't you excited? Like, I don't know.
You're not alone in your opinions, because I think it's overwhelmingly majority of everyone saying this is shit. She looks terrible. You got the hot ginger from Daredevil, now make her older and less attractive. Yes, perfect. And then they're saying Faye coming back already makes us feel heavier, which I guess they're pro. What they do to her in the game, give her an extra chromosome. Yeah, and so, like, some people seem to think that she's stunning. I don't know how.
What?
They probably need to get glasses.
Have they seen her in that vampire show that she was in? She looked hot as hell in that. I don't even know the name of that show. I've just seen, like, gifs of that. This is not her looking hot at all.
Yeah, well, I thought she looked great in Daredevil, too. Like, I just don't get it. Why even hire someone hot if that's what you're going to do to them? You're just going to butcher them. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Feels personal.
So anyway, God of War, Laufey released.
Is there any? Do we know what the general thoughts on are on that? Did anyone do to see like what the dislike ratio is or any of that stuff?
Oh, I didn't look at the ratios
Okay,
for the
I was just
trailers.
curious. I'm just curious what the general sentiment is overall.
I think
I can
people are
tell you-
going to be interested anyway.
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about it. Like any conversation about God of War, that's all my feed is. A lot of people. It's very much going to be a battleground game. Like there's a lot of people who are really into the new age God of War, and so for them, they're super excited about this still for whatever reason. But then you have like the people that are fans of like classic stuff, like Niantic, right? Like this is such a drastic direction from that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a great game. Like it's not supposed to be sunshine and rainbows. It's like right off rip. He's like torn away from his family. Like it's terrible, and he's like fighting to get back and save them. Like it's like, come on now.
I would say definitely it's more negative than positive. Like there's
Yeah,
definitely
I
a lot
would
more
say
people
so,
looking
yeah.
like this is terrible than good, but there is definitely a quiet minority that's like no, or loud minority I should say, that's like no, it's gonna be great. You're just a bigot. Like okay, thanks. Yeah.
I think just having worked on the back end of productions, it always just impresses me how much they're willing to double down into what most people working on this aren't as clueless. Like they know they're making a shit game. They're just it's a job for them. They have to make their paycheck, right? But again, it's just so anti-design. It's so weird to go to school to like learn how to design characters, and like she should really look closer to something from World of Warcraft than real life, I would say. Like Kratos is clearly stylized, and I just don't get why do this. Like you have the talent in-house to do better. It's like they choose to neuter it, and they actually get the board.
You're thinking so hard, and you know the answer. Like you're thinking really, really hard. You know the answer. It's activism.
It's
your
activism.
answer.
No, and it
100%.
pushes them. But like at the end of the day, money still has to be spent on this, and it's just crazy that they're able to get investors for this. I'm just shocked that they were able to pay for this. We haven't learned yet that this won't sell. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Well, that's the thing. I remember everyone was, not thrilled with Ghost of Yotai, but that, from my understanding, I could be wrong, did fairly well. So I remember like the sentiment was, we're really angry at this. I never picked it up due to that whole Charlie Kirk fiasco, so I have no idea. But from my understanding, it did decent. So that's why I'm curious to see what the general vibe of the audience is. If this is something that is striking harder than Yotoi.
Yeah,
I don't remember this.
Show.
I don't remember the sales numbers on it, but I do know that they recently shut down the multiplayer, or they stopped updating the multiplayer, which was way sooner than Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh yeah.
So there's definitely not retention there. It might have been activism purchasing, like people being like, "No, we're going to make this game a success." Anyways, people actually not actually sticking with that game. So I don't remember the sales numbers, and honestly, I don't like obsess over them too deeply. But to me, culturally, it flopped. Whether or not the sales were there is a whole different story.
Yeah, will people ever go back to play these games too? Like, will they'll have like the stay ability of some of these classic games? Like, I don't know.
Exactly. Like that's the perfect point with this. Like so many of these things become battlegrounds on social media, but 10 years from now, how many of these games are going to be remembered and talked about, right?
Yeah.
Like there's so many games even from 10, 15 years ago now that we don't talk about anymore that might have felt like a big deal back then. So it's just intriguing to me, but I don't think any of these games that people are like fighting in terms of being like, no, just buy the game bigot, that they're actually going to have staying power long term when we're talking about the history of video games.